For the end, because people are gonna watch this in Serbia and Southeastern Europe, let's hear a couple of words that you know from Serbian language that you like to share with our audience.
Zdravo. Well, I
You can say whatever you want.
opasno.
Miguel, so happy to meet you and welcome to the Viktor.
Oh, finally, after so many views and Facebook chats, finally here.
Yes, nice to meet you. Okay, so this is why I think Miguel is really interesting. Miguel, as you're not editor, but a writer for Fragrantica, right?
Also, yes.
Yes, and you started making your own perfume line just recently. And I'd like to know, first of all, before we dive into all these, how did you start making perfume from being fragrance enthusiast to being renowned perfumer and a finalist for Art and Olfaction awards? By the way, congratulate you on that as well.
Thank you. I wasn't expecting, but I'm very happy. So after I started working on Fragrantica, I was a vintage collector. I'm still a vintage perfume collector, and I started to want to know how things work, also to learn how to write better about it. And 7 years ago I started blending materials. I was buying online some materials to blend and trying to make some fragrances, but online what you get sometimes is are not the best material. So I was trying anyway, until I reached the point where I thought, this is no good. I'm not doing anything right. I'm giving up, and I threw everything to the trash. Everything. I saved only one bottle and one formula. I didn't know why, but okay, keep it and forget about it. And so that stayed like that. I still learned. It was positive, but I stopped. I quit until last year. I was at the Art and Olfaction Awards ceremony, and Amanda Beadle, one of the winners.
Yes.
Her speech inspired me so much that I went back home and I decided, let's go back to it.
Yeah.
And started blending again. And when I was at the World Perfumery Congress in Nice, I was with my friend. I started to show some people what I was doing. They seemed to like it, and I was okay, let's continue maybe. And I showed it to Christian Carbonell, the perfumer. He's a good friend of mine, and he was encouraging me, okay, let me send you good materials so you can work with the best materials in the market. Okay, let me try. And then suddenly my work started, took off. And I was so happy. And then Christian invited me to collaborate with the Carbonell lab. And so I've been having the help of Christian Carbonell and Ramon Monegal, like my mentors, teaching me stuff about how to create some accords and everything. And I started having the courage to really, really do it. Yeah. Until suddenly I picked on the last bottle that I saved from my first try. Okay, let me develop this. And it turned into Jungle Jezebel.
Wow. By the way, I'm gonna just let the viewers know your perfume that I actually recently tried. Is it actually the first one that got released? Jungle Jezebel.
Yeah, that was the first one that got. Oh, first I made Veneno with Christian Carbonell. He's the perfumer. I'm just the creative director of the project. It involves video also, and it's nominated now for the Art and Olfaction Award in the Sadakichi category. Yeah. But that's not me as a perfumer. And
Jungle Jezebel was the first one. Yeah, I'm just gonna say it's gonna be right at the screen now. A really interesting ball, like it got me like this. But I think the policy changed now, right? That was a limited release. Okay.
Yeah, the first release was the drag edition, only 250 bottles produced, and now it's going to the regular Sarah Baker bottles. Sarah was the first one to really believe that my work was really worth it, and she placed the bet on it. And I was, are you sure? Are you crazy or what? With Jungle Jezebel, this is very crazy. And I was very happy. She now launched the second one, and there's people passing by now. Yeah. Then I really, after Sarah Baker launches 2 fragrances, I got, maybe I really am doing something good. And then I proposed the fragrance to Nishane, which is one of my favorite brands since it was launched. And they were so receptive of the fragrance. So they even accepted the name that I chose and everything. And I was
Tell for the viewers, you know the name, and I'm gonna put up the
Yes.
picture of the bottle.
the name of the fragrance is Unutamam, which in English it means I cannot forget. It's the name of a song that I love from my favorite Turkish singer Ebru Gündeş. And it's an aromatic fougere, like extreme in the
Really animalic in my taste.
yes. And since Sarah Baker is launching 2 animalics and Nishan is launching another animalic, I decided to launch my own brand and say, look, I'm not just this crazy guy with animalic fragrances that are scary but fun at the same time. I like vintage perfumery. I like classic perfumery, classic accords. So I decided to launch 4 perfumes that in my view are not challenging.
Okay.
They bring something new, but they are not provocative. They are just because I'm a multifaceted person. I can be extravagant, but I'm a normal person. I'm a regular guy like anyone else.
Yeah.
And so I decided to express my softness in these fragrances.
So, this is the idea I'll propose. You can take the microphone, and I'll just try one by one, and you can explain them, and we'll go there by there.
Let's
Cool.
do it.
There you go.
Okay, so
I'm really happy to try the this one because it's a green bottle, and I think it's really interesting. So could you tell me more about Miguel Matos Sailor Stories?
Yeah. So Sailor Stories is it starts very fresh. I'm very connected to the sea, to the beach.
Yeah.
That's where I feel good. That's my place. I live close to a river and to the sea, so everything that's sea related is very deep to me. And I wanted something fresh, so it starts off very citrusy with bergamot and lemon. But also there's seaweed absolute, which makes it green. It's a natural color.
Really interesting.
And then there's oak moss, leather, and marine notes. The fragrance works with a contrast of 2 materials that shouldn't be together: isobutylquinoline, which is my fetish material, and ultrazor. It's a marine molecule.
Oh, okay, yeah.
When they clash together, they create something surprising. I think it's not challenging, but it's different, I think, and easy to wear.
Yeah, and it has a really strong vibe, to me. So like a strong sailor, doing what's it called when you row? Yeah, rowing, the boat. Yeah. So this is what it reminds me of. Really cool, and it has a really strong, in my eyes, masculine vibe. But I can see women wearing it too.
It's mainly a masculine story there.
Yeah, cool. So let's take another one. Which would you prefer? Me to try?
Silverstone.
Silverstone.
Yes.
That's this one. Okay. So, what is the story of this one?
Silverstone I created for a friend.
Okay.
It tries to evoke an era when mainstream fragrances were made with good materials.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I could get that.
Yeah, it's a classic masculine, quite traditional, aromatic, mossy, a little tobacco, a little bit leathery, still fresh. Yeah, very classic. Nothing very innovative, but going back to a classic gentleman perfume.
To me, just as my first impressions, it smells dirty clean.
Yes.
That's my impression. Really cool. Really great job. So Silverstone, really dirty clean.
Yeah. Dirty clean because there are citruses and lavender and aromatics which makes it clean, but also leather, tobacco, oak moss, so that creates the slightly not so clean aspect. Yeah.
Really cool. Really like this one. Let's see what we have
maybe
here.
Miracle of Roses.
Okay. So what's the story of this miracle?
Miracle of Roses is a Portuguese story, Queen Elizabeth, about Queen Elizabeth. Queen Elizabeth is a saint, and she was a very kind queen and very kind to her people. And one thing that she used to do was to feed the poor. She used to bring food to the poor, and the King Dennis, her husband, forbid her to do that. And he told her, "You would be confined to the castle forever if you do that." Still, she continued to do it. And one day she was hiding bread inside her dress, and she was caught by the king, and the king asked her, what are you carrying there? And she opened the dress. She was carrying bread. And when she opened the dress, roses fell to the floor, and she said, "It's roses, my lord."
Wow.
And it was January, and there were roses nowhere.
Wow, really cool. So this
it smells like bread and roses,
Really interesting concept. Something I haven't smelled before. Really cool.
And it has cinnamon.
Yes.
It opens with cinnamon, milk, bread, roses, honey, and sandalwood.
Wow, this is something completely different because as at the fair we'll try all kinds of roses, but nothing like this one. So milky, bready rose, if that's a
With a lot of iris and a bit of incense also.
yeah, really cool. I'm really liking this one. So yeah, at the end I'm gonna tell you which one is my favorite. So let's continue with
Germaine.
yeah, the fourth one.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's the story of Germaine?
Germaine is a tribute to Germaine Cellier. Germaine Cellier is my idol in perfumery, one of my idols.
Okay.
She created Bondy, she created Von Vert, Fracas, for example.
yeah.
So, and Jolie Madame.
God, yeah.
And this is a tribute to her favorite materials. It has a lot of isobutylquinoline. So Bondy is actually an exaggeration of isobutylquinoline. I have it tattooed here.
Yeah.
And it has violet and sage, a cross between violet and aromatics, vetiver, bergamot, oak moss, things like that, and musk.
Yeah.
But also, there is this story. So Bondy was the inspiration for Cabochard by Parfum.
Okay.
And Cabochard was the fragrance that started my fragrance journey.
Okay.
And it has a touch of something from Cabochard over there. And Parfum was created by Madame Gray, and the actual name of Madame Gray was Germaine Cellier.
Oh.
So there are two Germaine women
Yeah. In one bottle.
in one bottle. And this is my personal tribute to two geniuses, one in fashion, one in perfumery, and really, really a personal fragrance because it's my favorite.
Yeah, the thing that's really interesting to me, I cannot distinguish the notes because it's a really good blending. So props to that. But to me, this smells like something really pungent, masculine. I don't know if these are intended to be masculine or feminine.
But that's what I want to the story I want to tell, because Germaine Cellier, she was a master of playing with genders.
Yes. So this is the one I would wear to a high class party with a nice shirt, So this is really high class in my eyes, but also really masculine, and I think portraying what's it called, authority.
Yes.
So yeah.
Oh
Yes. So
Completely, and it's a little bit more formal, serious.
Yes. So that's how you see that. And let's see the last one, which is by the way the finalist for Art and Perfection. So could you tell me more about Veneno?
So I'm going to be a little bit more politically correct, because if I wasn't being filmed, I would say stronger things.
Yeah,
but
listen, you can be free too, because I'm not gonna monetize any of this, so you can say whatever you want.
It's just a political thing. I think that fragrance restrictions in terms of materials are bullshit. Most of them.
Yes.
I
agree.
Yes. Since forever in perfumery, we have oak moss. We have all of those beautiful materials that now are banned by IFRA.
Yes.
And it's like fragrance suddenly becomes poison, and no one dies from wearing perfume.
Good point.
And I want to choose if I want to wear oak moss, if I want to wear anything that's banned. I mean, people can smoke. Smoke kills. People can do drugs, and drugs kill. And why can't they wear perfume?
Yeah, good point.
And so I wanted to go opposite. Okay, let's do a fragrance using all of the banned materials. So it has 15 banned materials for being carcinogenic, allergenic, sensitizer, hormonal disruptor. Everything is there. So if I want to die, let me die by perfume. And veneno is the Portuguese word for poison.
Wow, this is a really interesting story. I think, I'm gonna because it's green. Can I spray it on my clothes? Okay.
You can, but it can turn green.
Yeah. Cool. I really want to try this one. I want to die by perfume too. Wow. So the oak moss is I guess the main one, right?
The main material is actually lily of the valley.
Okay.
So lily of the valley is never a natural extract. You can create it with many materials, but there are two banned ingredients called lyrial and lyrial, and you cannot use them anymore. So that's what I asked Christian Carbonell. He's the perfumer. I asked him, okay, so those are the banned ones. Let's overdose it.
Yeah.
Because I also wanted it to play on beauty and ugly.
Yeah.
So lily of the valley is the beautiful part of it. Yeah, with dangerous materials.
Yeah.
It has a lot of costus root, which is banned, and it's one of my favorite materials.
Wow.
Oak moss is not totally banned, but then it's overdosed. Tonka bean, it's overdosed to make it impossible. And so in total are 15 dangerous materials there.
Yeah, a really cool story. I gotta congratulate you on having courage to do this. Because this is, I think really cool. And I don't know, but to my nose, at this moment, by first impressions, Veneno is my winner. Not only because of the story, because the story is really cool.
And it's a beast.
Yes. So, yeah, this to me, I can see why it was a finalist. Well, it is a finalist. So I really wish you great luck, with that. I think this is a really cool concept, really great smelling. Yeah, and that one. But for my second place, I would have to choose Sailor Stories.
The green one.
Yes, yeah. I love it because I love green color. It's so different than anything. So I really love it. And third place, oh God. It's a toss-up between Germain and
Miracle of Rose.
yes, but because I don't know, I think this one speaks to me more. This would be my third place. So at this moment, before we end the video, I would like to ask you, where can people try these at this moment, or they work it already possibly online, and yeah, like that.
Okay, so I decided to go micro with my brand. I'm not interested in distribution, shops. I just want to create something. I don't want to have the boring part of it. So the only way to get it is on my web shop and in my personal studio, in my lab. You can visit. If you come to Portugal, you can visit me and smell everything and get one bottle for yourself.
Cool.
So if you would be kind enough to leave a link.
Yeah, so link would be on the screen and
Yeah.
in the description.
Yeah. Perfect.
Cool. Yeah. So Miguel, thank you once again. Really cool story. I wish you great luck for Alternate Factions, awards, and for the end, because people are gonna watch this in Serbia and Southeastern Europe. Let's hear a couple of words that you know from Serbian language that you like to share with our audience.
Zdravo. Well, I
You can say whatever you
opasno. And the other ones are really nasty. Everything is really nasty.
Can you give me one?
Well, this is not nasty, but it's naughty. Skinny moj savitvoj.
Yeah, it was a story about the USB charger, but it sounds really dirty, if you think it is. Okay, Miguel, thank you once again. So, people can try these, because I know we have a lot of people. Yeah.
Dobra ti kosa.
Thank you. You're telling me, or it's just a word? Okay.
No, I'm telling you.
Okay, thank you. So with that being said, we're gonna, say bye to the camera. But yeah, the thing we're gonna do it in Serbian. So I'm gonna do the outro, and I'm gonna say at one point, ja sam Viktor, which means I am Victor, and you can say ja sam Miguel. Yeah, and after that we're gonna say ciao, and that's it. Okay? So, dakle, nadam se dopao je video, jako interesantan koncept ovdje, znači čuli ste sve, sad ćemo se odjavimo, naravno ako vam se dopao je video, obavezno ostavite like i naravno ako hoćete da pratite moj rad, obavezno kliknite subscribe dugme. Ja sam Viktor.
Ja sam Miguel.
I vidimo se u narednom klipu. Ćao! Great. Awesome. Yeah.